everybody, we recently picked up this new to us 2023 BMW X5M. Only had about 8,000 miles on it when we got it. And it's got a lot of features, massaging seats, this, that, and the other. But one thing it doesn't have is all-weather floor liners. And you may not be able to tell right now, but it is January in New Jersey. And that usually means lots of snow and muck and junk getting inside. And well, it does have carpeted floor mats, which I like for the summer and kind of spring, early fall, just because they're easy to vacuum. In the 4 or 5 months of really nasty weather we get here in New Jersey, I really prefer all-weather floor mats and floor liners. And my go-to source is typically 3WLiners because they happen to make great mats and happen to be at very good prices. So what we're going to do today is we're going to unbox this set of 3W floor liners for the BMW X5. Now, one thing about these 3WLiners mats is if you take a look here at the box, it may be difficult to get on camera, but it is covered in plastic. So as opposed to most floor liners I've bought from WeatherTech and even frankly OEM mats that just show up in a box normally with rips and tears, 3WLiners is very careful to make sure that your floor mats stay very carefully protected before you get them. So it is sealed here in plastic. So no matter what happens with the shipping companies, they stay protected. So we're just gonna rip this open. And the other thing I should mention as we're doing it is even before you start ready to use it, even if you just want to move these around your house, they come with a handy carrying strap. So I haven't found that anywhere else, but it does make it easy to maneuver this around before you're ready to install it, or even if you want to hang on to that after you've installed your mats, and if you like to switch them by the season, it does make a great place to store them. So why don't we go ahead, get this plastic off and see what we got inside. So here's what we got inside. It's maybe easier to do this flat, but I don't always like doing things the easy way. So we got, it looks like the trunk liner. I didn't even realize this set had the trunk liner in it, so I'm pleasantly surprised by that. And then we've got our different floor mats. Looks like the front and the back. And one other thing are little pop clips that probably put in the backs of these to make sure they mount securely into the floor. In fact, you can see it right here. Here are the little receiver holes. Snap these clips into these holes, and I'll attach them pretty securely. So, well, we start with the trunk liner, and then we'll get going to the front, second row, and then the first. So there's the trunk of our X5. In fact, as we were just talking about wintry weather here in New Jersey, it has started to snow flurry. Maybe a little difficult to get on camera. Maybe you can see it against the top of the vehicle here, but now you can see why we want to get those all-weather liners in as quickly as you can. In fact, you can see the bits of snow on the tailgate. It's pretty funny, coincidental in timing. So we'll start out with the trunk mat and then move on. So that's the trunk, and that's the trunk mat. And the snow is chasing us quickly, so let's work on figuring out how to get this in. Right. One nice thing I'm already noticing, should I tell you already, is it has cutouts here at the corners. You'll be like, well, why do I need a cutout? Well, it aligns with the space for the tie-down hook over there. So we'll get this bag off and start sliding this in. And that's the mat. In case you're wondering, what are the little nubs on the back? See if we can get them on camera. So those will sit into the carpet pile to make sure this doesn't slide around. So I should have vacuumed first, huh? Just lift up this back edge. And start maneuvering that into place. And as you can see, that fits in pretty nicely and pretty quickly. It's also really good protection on the sides here, I should note. I gotta slide it up a little bit. But the edge of the tailgate, you'll see I've also got room open. The tie down hooks on both sides. So let me just straighten that out and we'll move on, because the snow has very quickly picked up. I really must have known we were doing this, filming these all-weather liners. And that's that. Nice and secure. Now I can load back in my water bottles. Oh yeah, my snow brush, shovel, and emergency gear before I get caught up in too much snow. Wow, this is really getting bad fast. And we've got our second row mat here, which is already showing you how well it traps snow and ice, because it's already snowing. And all we got to do here is take out our little carpeted mats, or you know what, I'm probably just going to lay it on top, mostly because it's already snowing. So we'll lift this up, slide this in, and all right, thanks for reminding me. I got to put it in our little pop clip, so let me do that now. And that's that on the rear. You can see they do trap snow pretty well. And they've got good coverage here on the sides, so you don't have spillover, including over there. These will end up laying flat, so we'll still get the airflow from the ducts back here. But you do also get pretty good coverage here on the side, so people's shoes kind of kicking up against that sill, all the dirt and junk and muck should stay trapped in here and not throughout your carpet. So that's looking pretty sweet. And there's the passenger side front mat, quickly installed as well. Not much to it, just drop it in place. This will also start to sit flat as it gets a little sun on it, and you can see you get great protection against all the sides there, including a bit of a lip here. So also looking good, and one more to go on the driver's side. Did I mention these floor liners come with a pair of scent cards? Well, I just did. And this is the driver's footwell, and you can see we got great lip coverage there, as well as against where your heels would end up being, and complete coverage over the dead pedal, which a lot of all-weather liners and mats tend to neglect. But that dead pedal will get pretty nasty and funky, as you can see from our other two pedals with salt and muck from the bottom of your shoes or boots. And this also has good coverage all the way to the sills here. X5M, not terrible. So I like the fitment here. It looks very much like a factory set of mats. So that's all of them. We got the two fronts, the rears, and the trunk. So all in all, it's really just taken us a couple of seconds to get these installed. And I don't know what was going on with that weird snow shower, but it's over. And I did a good job of showing why we need to get all-weather mats here in New Jersey for the winter, because the weather can change very, very quickly, as we just saw while we were filming this video. So thanks for joining us. If you like this, please do check out 3WLiners mats, and consider liking and subscribing to our channel. We're a growing community and would love to have you involved. So thanks, and we'll catch you on the next one.